Hello and good evening, everyone, to Sahaja Yoga meditation session. I'm Soni.
Hello.
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 Hi, welcome. So I'm Soni, and here with my husband Francesco, we will be hosting today's session. Hope you all are doing well, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you all on our Zoom meditation. So as we always do, we run two sessions simultaneously. One is beginners, the other one is intermediate. So in order to split the two sessions via breakout room, I would like to ask, is anyone here for the first time? Anyone who hasn't had their first experience of Sahaja Yoga meditation? You can unmute yourself or you can write on the chat and please let us know. Okay, the silence is telling me that there are no new people today. Okay, all right. In that case, without further ado, we will begin our session. So to give you the sequence of how we will be hosting our session tonight is we will first have our balancing meditation. So that will be done by Francesco. He will be visible on the screen very soon. Post that, we will get into the topic for today, which is forgiveness. And that topic relates to our sixth energy center, which is the Agnya Chakra. So more to come. And most of you on the session here might already be aware, but we'll still run through that. Then followed by a talk by Shamatha Nirmala Devi, the founder of Sahaja Yoga Meditation. So it will be an extract of the talk. Then we'll have some silent meditation. Also, today is a very special day, which is to do with the deity, the guardian, protecting our heart, and more so specifically left heart. As in Sahaja Yoga, we say we have three hearts corresponding to the channels. So it's a day which is called Mahashivaratri, which is a day to be celebrated, a day to be reflecting upon ourselves, going deeper into our meditation, because the powers of this guardian angel, which is Sri Shiva, the deity on our left heart, is the grace is many-folds. So it's a very auspicious day. So even though our topic is forgiveness, which is to do with the Agnya chakra, but also it very much relates to our heart. So we'll focus on both. Some silent meditation and then any question answers, if there are, we would love to take that. So let's begin. So I'll ask Francesco, he will take us through the guiding us through the balancing meditation. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Such a pleasure to share with us this day of meditation, collective meditation. Yes. So let's start all together, raise our Kundalini and put ourselves to abandon. Let's close our eyes and we're gonna start the meditation to take few deep breaths. In and out. In, out. In, out. Let's now start breathing slowly, very slowly. Let's now put our right hand on the left heart. We can say, Mother Energy, by your grace, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I am pure spirit. Motherly Energy, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I'm pure spirit. Let's now put both hands on the Mother Earth. And from our heart, let's start feeling the connection with the Mother Earth. And we can say, Mother Earth, please absorb all the negativity inside our body. Please, Mother Earth, absorb all the negativity inside our body. Let's now raise our left hand on the lap and we can ask Mother Energy to clean and purify our left channel. Please, Mother Energy, clean and purify our left channel. Please, Mother Energy, let me be in the present. Please remove the past. If we put our attention on the left hand, we can start to feel the cool breeze coming in our left hand. Now, let's raise our right hand on the lap and the left hand to the sky. And let's ask to Mother Kundalini to clean and purify our right channel through the element of the ether. Mother Energy, please clean and purify our right channel. Please, Mother Energy, let me be in the present. Also, here we can start to feel the cool breeze coming from our right hand. Now let's put back our left hand on the lap. And now we put our right hand on the top of our head. And we just keep our attention on the top of our head, where resides the Sahasrara chakra, on the fontanella bone area. And in this position, we can put our attention from the base of the spinal cord, from the Muladhara chakra to the Sahasrara chakra. We can say, Mother Energy, you are the power of evolution. Please, Mother Energy, establish my self-realization. Please, Mother Energy, give me the balance. Let me be in the present moment. Now let's put back our right hand on the left. Let's keep our attention on the top of our head. And now, to help to rise our Kundalini on the top of our head, we're gonna sing in the mantra Om, so the primordial sound, 3 times, all together. Breathe in. Let's now stay in silence for a few minutes. Let's now open our eyes. And we can put both hands in this position, and in the same times, we keep our attention on the Sahasrara chakra. And just try to enjoy the feeling of the vibration in our hands. When our attention go deep, you can feel much better this connection with the mother energy. So you can enjoy basically yourself, your spirit. Now let's also check our vibration on the top of our head with the right hand. Now with the left hand, oh, thank you so much. So now during the session, let's try to stay in this state and enjoy the session with the Sony. You're gonna go back, no? Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. It's always pleasure to have this collective meditation. See you next time. Bye.
Uh, so just before we move on to the next part of our meditation, is there anyone who joined slightly later and they are here for the first time? As in it's your first time for Saja Yoga meditation, then please let us know. Okay. Right. So after the balancing meditation, which is equally an important part of Thursday sessions, is simply because it sets the pace, it sets our rhythm to be able to absorb as much, because the idea of these meditation sessions is to share our experiences, to share something new about the Saja Yoga meditation and the knowledge which is given to us by Shamatha Ji Nirmala Devi, the founder. So yeah, the balancing meditation holds a great importance. So now, as I mentioned in the beginning, that we will be going through the topic of today, which is the forgiveness. There is a very short presentation which I would like to share with all of you. And it's nothing formal. That's not the idea. The idea is to provide a little bit of a visual aid as we are conducting these sessions online, which is a bit different to when we do it in person. So I hope you all can see my screen and also able to hear me. So we will be working on our hearing more about the sixth energy center, which is the Agnya Chakra. So this is the whole forehead area. And as important as this energy center is, it has many qualities. But the one we are going to focus today is forgiveness, one of the main qualities of this energy center. And as Agnya Chakra is placed on our forehead, on our subtle system. So now we'll move on. On my screen, you'll see a question, which is how easy or difficult it is for you to forgive yourself and others. And It's a question to be answered by everybody. So first is fairly easy. Second, I don't do forgiveness. Third, not so easy. So the way you can answer is, if you are familiar with Zoom annotate, you can use that to let us know, or you can unmute yourself and you can just say 1, 2, 3, whichever one works for you, or you can write on the chat. Something for everybody to answer, not to put anyone on spot, but just to gauge an idea of what we think about forgiveness itself. Okay, thank you. Keep going. Okay. Lynn, thank you. Be great if more can answer. As I said, nothing really to take it personally, but just make it a bit more engaging and to gauge an idea what we all think about it. Okay. So mostly I've got the answers as 1, which is fairly easy. So I think that is fantastic. Sorry, I jumped the slide. And someone wrote 1 after Saj Yoga meditation. That is a very honest confession. Thank you for sharing. And some of us said not so easy. So for the one who thinks it's fairly easy, it's great because it is what we want to discuss today, how we can make this journey, this quality manifested within us easily with the help of Sajyoga meditation. And people who said not so easy is by the end of the session will perhaps give you our insight and also the knowledge shared by Shamatha ji, and maybe some of the experience of other people who would like to share, and also to give you some tools to take away, which would help you from being number 3 to number 1. I didn't get any number 2, I suppose. So, all right, so that's great. Let's move on. Thank you. Thank you for answering. And thank you all. Okay, so the next thing what we want to do is to describe for you what is Agnya Chakra. Let me clear the drawings. So description of Agnya Chakra. So it is also known as a third eye. And as you see in the diagram on the right, it's right in the center of our Agnya Chakra, the forehead area. So the 2 nerves meeting each other, making a cross point, that's where is what we also call the central Agnya. That's where it's situated. Can I ask for everyone to go on mute if you're not on mute? It should just help with the quality of the audio. Thank you. And the second diagram, what it's trying to tell you is that as the 2 channels, the 2 nerves are crossing, it creates a very narrow gate, a very narrow path for the mother Kundalini to rise. And this is where the Kundalini, for most people, feels constricted. It feels that there is not enough room for Mother Kundalini to move forward. And this is as also called as the gateway to our self-realization. And hence, as all of you had your self-realization in the past, you may remember that one of the affirmations we say here is, I forgive, as it holds a great importance to be able to forgive ourselves and others, to make the area, to make that room for Mother Kundalini to rise. So now moving on to the next part. Where is this located? So as we all by now, we know in the position in the head is the central position, as also referred to as central Agnya. On our hands, so when we are meditating, our hands, uh, this is like a diagram of our subtle system where all the chakras are located in our hands. So when you're meditating, if a finger is tingling, say, for example, if we talk about Agya Chakra, it's the ring finger on both left and the right hand. If that is tingling or has heat or sort of a pain, then that means we need to work on this energy center. And if you were here last week, there was a session done by David and Leela, a beautiful session where they had a chart uh, for the hands. On each finger, there was a quality mentioned, which comes in really handy, especially if it's your initial days, initial months with Satyuga meditation. So if you are not familiar with that chart, we will certainly share it again. Then position on the feet is the second last toe of our feet. So again, the positioning of chakras are on our head, on our hands, and on our feet. So again, some people are sensitive enough to feel it on the feet, some on hand, and some straight on the head. So to now moving on. If my slide will move. All right. So now let's talk about the qualities of this energy center. I would start from humility. So humility, as Shamatha ji has mentioned, it's one of the greatest virtue of the meditators. It is so important to have that feeling within. And it certainly helps us not only with our day-to-day life, but greatly helps us with our spiritual evolution. Because with humility comes the acceptance, comes the tolerance, and we sort of allow ourselves to be able to receive more. And then with humility, I would like to connect another quality, which is not mentioned here, but something which comes organically with meditation is surrender. So surrender here doesn't mean in physical or in monetary term that Shamatha is not asking people to give up their houses, their money, or any of the wealthy side of things. None of that. What she's asking us really is to surrender our worries, our thoughts, our anxiety, anything which takes our attention away from ourselves is what she's asking us to surrender. And also, what that means is that we are allowing the power which is above us to take over. That we constantly battle with our thoughts, with our mind. I need to do this. Why did I not do that? That person was horrible, this and that. She's saying none of that is important. What is important is your humility and your surrender, which would then automatically lead to thoughtless awareness. One of the main, you can say the virtue again after all these qualities is to establish that thoughtless awareness within us, where there are no thoughts, no regret of the past, no planning of the future, but there is this absolute silence. There is this stability within us when things don't move us from left to right like a pendulum. And again, when we have humility, we are surrendered, we are able to forgive, because then we're not battling with our ego, we are not battling with our anger. We are just letting go and asking the power above us to take over, to look after us, and to not get involved with anything which is harming to us, anything which is detrimental to us. So to then now moving on to how the Agya Chakra is related to our physical or physiological functions. So as listed here, it protects our sight, our brain, our hearing, thinking, the right and the left temple. So all of these are protected by the power of the Agnya chakra. And the next slide will tell us who the deities or the guardian angels are. So for the center Agnya, it's Sri Jesus and his divine mother, Sri Mary. Uh, so both of them resides here in terms of protecting ourselves, guiding ourselves. And Shamatha always in her talks give us examples the of the people who have led an exemplary life, people who we can look up to. So again, Jesus Christ is one of those, you can say, the higher being who came on this earth to show us the path of forgiveness. So that was one of the purpose of his life, along with others. So they both are there protecting our Agya chakra. And now we'll move on to listening to Shamathaji's talk, which is an extract of a talk. But before I play the talk, I would just like to mention a couple of things Shamathaji mentions in the talk and to give a bit of a reference there. So even though the next week is our topic for overcoming ego and superego, but I would just like to touch down here. So in Saja Yoga, all our energy centers have left, right, center. Because of the channels, we have left, right, center. For the Agya chakra, we have four sides. So it's the center, it's the back, it's the left, it's the right. So not to confuse you all at all, but to make it simple, on our right side, on our right channel, as you saw in the previous diagram, the channels are coming and they're crossing over here at the Agya chakra. So the one coming from the right side sits on the left temple. And that side, when we have too many thoughts, which leads to sometimes I-ness in us, we start to think, oh, it's me who's doing this. It's me who's running this show, this life, earning money, and whatever we do. This swells up into an ego, and we kind of become a bit of a, I don't know if there's a better word, like a snobbish personality. But with the help of Saja meditation, when the Kundalini awakens, it deflates that balloon of ego and brings us back to reality, which is one shouldn't have ego. What is there in ego? It's just taking us into a world which is not required. So Shamatha talks about a little bit about that in her talk, which we're going to listen now. And that part is governed by deity or a higher being, Sri Buddha. So some of you may have heard of him or may have read about his life, but he was the one who gave up everything to achieve the higher self. But in Sajoga, Shamatha says that you don't have to give up your worldly beings, but you still live in it, but you're not as attached to it. These are all bygones. They come and they go. But what stays with you is your spiritual state, is your power within you to sustain that peace, that stability within. So enough from me. What I would like to do is now play the talk by Shamatha. She's the founder, and when she is explaining something, or when we look at her or listen to her, the vibrations are manifold. So if you have your hands open in your lap while you're listening to her with complete attention, it works wonders. So it's a very short talk. It's about 5-6 minutes in a talk, but a wonderful talk of how she's explaining us to be in a state.
Sonia, I think you need to share your screen.
Sorry, did that not get shared?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
When you are collective, you have to be respecting the collectivity of others. By your presence, another person should not by any chance suffer, or should not feel in any way insulted or inconvenienced. So when you are in the collective, it should be such that another person should enjoy your company, enjoy your being there. That is something where there is no problem. But if you are demanding and if you are asking for things and you think no end of yourself, you cannot at all collective by any chance, but you will suffer for that. Automatically you will suffer. If this is realized and understood properly, your Agnya is solved. Like anger. People always boast, I'm very angry with you. Boast. But just make that anger into forgiveness. And you'll see the person, instead of you getting into problems, he will get into problems. Anger will upset you, but forgiveness will upset him automatically. It's the biggest weapon you have got is to forgive. And this is shown in Buddha's character throughout. And this will give you self-respect. That you are not disturbed by anything. Like a ship has to be seaworthy. If you put the ship on the sea and if it breaks, what's the use of making a ship? What's the use of a Sahajogi who gets disturbed at every moment? You have to be seaworthy. And if you are seaworthy, nothing can disturb you, all right. The elephant is barking and the dogs are barking. All right, let them bark, what does matter? The elephant looks this side like that, sometimes takes some water and blesses them with water. All right, quieten down, so that your head will be cooled down. That will give you self-esteem, and you will know what you are much higher than others. And this is what is how to get rid of your ego, which is a very, very big problem according to you people. But then how to get rid of ego. Ego can be said, you go. When this I-ness goes away, the self rises. What is there to feel hurt? What is there to feel bad? What is there to hurt others? All right, you are cheated. Very good, at least you have not cheated anyone. Be happy about it. But once you are without ego, means you have surrendered yourself. No one can cheat you. Can you understand that? No one can cheat you. Because there is some higher force which is looking after. This is the way we should understand Buddha. This is, we should know our Buddha qualities. This is how our ego can be dissolved. When you say, Mother, we surrender to you, that just means that you give this horrible ego a complete holiday. It means that. That is how this ego disappears. And I think all your just now, ragas are open out, most of you, somehow. And then you laugh at everything. You make fun of yourself. Just enjoy everything. May God bless you.
Just sit in silence for a few minutes, humbly absorbing what we heard on the talk by Shamatha ji. Now place our right hand on our heart, as we call in Satya Yoga, the left heart, as it is indeed a very special and an auspicious day to be celebrated for the deity, for the guardian angel of this energy center, Sri Shiva. Also, Shamatha says that Sri Shiva is forgiveness personified. As much as Jesus Christ showed us with his life, Sri Shiva is the one who I somehow got muted. If anyone was able to hear when I got muted when we were singing Chidananda Rupa. No, okay. We'll go again. Some tricks. Okay, so it's a Sanskrit verse or a prose which says, Shiva, you are the pure attention, you are the pure joy, you are the highest consciousness amongst us. So if you know, you can sing along. So it goes Chidanand, Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. We'll sing it 4 times. Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham.
Shikomba. 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 Shikomba.
Apology, I think my internet is playing a little bit. But we've almost come to the end of this session. One very last thing I would like to share with you all is when we are meditating at home and we want to work on our Agnya chakra, the chakra we just went through. So on this slide, what we can do, we can recite the Lord's Prayer, which I'll share with you just now. We can look at the photo of Shamatha. So if you don't have the picture of Shamatha, and if you would like, we can tell you, you can either give us your address, we can send it to you in post, or we can share the PDF with you. Having Shamathaji's picture always helps with meditation. She's the founder. What we feel comes from her. So meditating, having her picture in front of us makes a huge difference. And then, and anytime you feel anything on Agnya chakra, you're thinking too much, planning too much, you can put your right hand on the forehead and you can say this affirmation: I forgive everyone, including myself. So this is the Lord's Prayer in the end. Some of you may already be aware and may know it by heart. If you don't, reading the Lord's Prayer completely clears out the Agnya chakra, and that's from experience. I can say it works wonders. Okay, so that's from me. Does anyone have any questions they would like to ask, or even share their experience from today or weeks of meditation?
It was very positive, and thank you for leading us. It has been a great pleasure.
Thank you for your kind words. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share anything or ask a question? You can ask anything. Please feel
That was
free.
a lovely meditation, Sonny. Thank you. I've just got one question. So I sort of, with the breeze in the hands, I don't tend to feel it in the hands, but I feel it above my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether it's a chakra thing or what, but yeah, and it probably will come with time. But I'm just like, whenever we talk about it, I think, gosh, I wish I could feel that, but I don't. Not in my hands.
Sure. So if you don't mind me asking, when you said on top of your head, so is it, first of all, on top of your head, do you feel a cool or a warm breeze?
It's always cool.
It's always cool.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And now for the hands. Is there anything you feel? For example, sometimes it's not very evident, but it could be like a tingling. It could be like something working out in circle, or maybe some warmth or heaviness. Any sensation at all when you're meditating?
Yeah, so there's tingling in some fingers, sometimes on the palm. Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's cool. I feel some sensation, but not coolness. Yeah, so what I was saying was I feel the tingling in some of my fingers and in the palms, but it's not coolness.
Okay.
There is sensation, yeah, but
Are you familiar with foot soak technique?
yes, yeah, I do that every day. Yeah,
Similar to that, you can do a hand soak. So exactly same concept, with a bowl with water in it, salt in it. Instead of feet, you're just dipping your hands like that.
Okay.
Because what would help is salt and water, again, combined together, has amazing quality to absorb anything which is unwanted in our subtle system. And that would increase the sensation on your hands for vibratory awareness, that you will be able to feel better.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, I'll try that. I hadn't
One
heard of that
last,
before.
sure. And one last thing is, you can use the oil. You can use
Yeah,
oil or
almond oil.
and
Yeah.
rub it on your hands, like give a good massage and kind of, you know,
Yeah.
throwing something out, do that every night before going to bed. See if that works.
Okay, yeah, we did that in one of our meditations last week. So yeah, okay, I'll try and do that as well. Thank you so much for those tips.
You're very welcome. Lovely. Okay. Anyone else?
Thanks, Sonny. See you next week.
Sure. Lovely. Pleasure. You.